So, has this ever happened to you? You get a huge raise, you celebrate like you finally made it, only to look at your bank account a year later and just wonder, where did it all go? You're earning more money than you ever have before, but somehow you feel just as broke. Well, let's dive into this because it's a trap that snares millions of smart, successful couples. So picture it. Just imagine you're at a fancy steakhouse, celebrating. Maybe one of you just landed a massive promotion, or maybe one of you went back to work after years of being at home. The mood, it's electric because your combined income has practically doubled overnight. You do that quick math in your head, and the numbers are just staggering. You feel like you've finally broken through. That real financial security is here at last. That's the feeling, right? We are rich. An incredible wave of relief just washes over you. You immediately start talking about paying off all the debt, maxing out your retirement accounts, maybe even buying a boat. The future looks so bright. But then, a year goes by. You check your accounts, and your stomach just drops. The savings, they haven't grown at all. The credit card debt, it might even be a little bit higher. You're both working harder than ever, but you're not getting ahead. So, what happened? Well, what happened is a sneaky little phenomenon called lifestyle creep. Think of it like a silent thief that sneaks in and steals your raise right from under your nose. It leaves you running faster and faster on a financial treadmill that's only getting steeper. Here's the core idea. Your spending expands, kind of like a gas, to fill the exact volume of your new, bigger income. You think you have all this extra cash, this surplus, but your brain works overtime to make sure that surplus disappears before it can ever turn into actual wealth. And look, this is not because you're bad with money, not at all. This is a deeply human, totally psychological reaction. Your brain is essentially hardwired to react to a surplus in a very specific, and for our modern lives, a very dangerous way. It really all comes down to evolution. For thousands and thousands of years, if our ancestors managed to take down a mammoth, what do? They feasted. You didn't put a portion in a mammoth 401k, right? Abundance was for right now, because tomorrow was never, ever guaranteed. Your brain is still running on that ancient software. And this right here perfectly illustrates the mental switch that flips inside your head. Your decision-making process shifts from a mathematical question, can we afford this, to a deeply emotional one. Do we deserve this? And hey, after working so hard for that raise, the answer is always going to be yes, you deserve it. The problem is, deserve is an emotional yardstick, not a financial one. Now, the real danger here isn't one giant reckless purchase. I mean, if you went out and bought a yacht, you know you messed up. No, lifestyle creep is way more insidious than that. It is a death by 1,000 tiny, seemingly rational upgrades that completely reset your financial baseline. Here's how it starts to build. When you had one income, maybe you packed a lunch. With two, you start buying that $15 salad every day, and the justification always sounds so reasonable. Hey, we can afford it now, or our time is more valuable. The exact same logic applies here. You used to shop at Target, now it's Whole Foods. And the rationale is noble. We care about our health. We want organic. Each little decision makes perfect sense in isolation. And finally, you start hiring out chores you used to do yourself. This is the convenience industrial complex in action. An entire economy that is built to sell your own time back to you at a massive premium, and it's all funded by that second income. So when you add all of those small upgrades together, you create a new, much higher cost of living. But the real danger, the trap, snaps shut when you start using both of those incomes to take on large fixed costs. This is the heart of the problem. See, the bank qualifies you for a mortgage based on your combined income, so you buy the bigger house. You get 2 new cars with 2 new car payments, and suddenly your fixed burn rate, the money that leaves your account every month before you even buy a single coffee, is a staggering $6,000, maybe even $7,000. And here's the great paradox. By needing 2 incomes just to keep the lights on, you haven't increased your security one bit. You have actually doubled your risk. You have completely eliminated every last bit of slack from your financial system. Think of it like this. In a more traditional one-income household, the non-working partner was kind of like a backup generator. If the main earner lost their job, that backup generator could be fired up to keep things going. In today's model, both generators are running at full capacity all the time, just to cover the monthly bills. There is no backup.
This is exactly why we have to stop confusing high cash flow with actual wealth. High cash flow just means you're a really good pipe for money to pass through on its way from your paycheck to your bank and then to Amazon. Wealth is what actually stays in the bucket. Wealth is the money you don't spend.
Okay, so how do you escape this trap? It's not easy. It takes a radical level of honesty and a big strategic shift in how you think about your income. It's about moving from playing defense to playing offense. Let's walk through a 3-step blueprint. First, the forensic audit. You have to track every single dollar for 3 months. You need to see where the leakage is really happening. Second, the one income rule. You structure your life so all of your major fixed expenses, your mortgage, your cars, can be paid by just one salary, and preferably the lower one. And third, the lag strategy. When you get a raise, you pretend for 6 months that you didn't get it. You bank that extra cash to break that psychological link between earning more and spending more. Ultimately, this is the mindset shift we all need to make. A second income is not a license to just upgrade your lifestyle. In this economy, it's a defensive weapon. Its real job is to be a shield that protects your family, to build a fortress of savings and investments around you. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Is your second income building a financial fortress that gives you true freedom and security? Or is it being used to build a beautiful, gilded cage, one that looks amazing, but one that you're terrified you can never ever leave? The choice is yours.